Tesla stock is making waves again, but is it a golden opportunity or a trap in disguise? In this video, I'm breaking down the real story behind the price. Stay tuned. Are we going to the moon or are we actually stalling? Let's get and dive into this beautiful market structure. So, for the few that are new to this new video of ours, I want to introduce you to what you're currently seeing. As you saw, that was on last year. From last year, we've been rallying all the way to this right here. That is 488 all-time high. And all of a sudden, we dipped and made these equal lows right here. Let me just show you clearly. And I know both you and I know the reason why. And by now, for the few who don't know, it was because of, Elon trying to get into, politics. And as we speak currently, for the Tesla lovers, I know you know that the charts speak a lot. And currently, where we are stalling. And I want to give you a heads up of what's going to happen and where we're going to get our, big entry for a long-term buy. So if you have not yet subscribed, kindly do that. I'll give you a minute. A minute is enough. Now, let's dive into this. So, our last video, I had already analyzed about where we are and what is currently happening. So for the few who didn't watch the video, I would want you to go back, but this is a small recap. So, as earlier mentioned, the market dropped due to the involvement of Elon in politics, and it actually gave us a good president, Donald Trump. And I believe by now we can see that most stocks are actually soaring, or they're actually indicating to soar high. And I believe by the end of this video, we will have a clear picture of where we are heading. So after this drop and creating this low, which now I've indicated as our sell side liquidity, indicated by SSL, we can see that after it made this low, the market retraced a little bit, created this high using this wick. Let me just try and zoom in so that there's clarity in what we are seeing. After this high was created, it was taken out. So this sell side liquidity was taken. The market retraced a little bit, retested that low again, and it went high to take out that buy side liquidity. After that, we can see that the market stalled at this level, but for the ones who are conversant with ICT, the inner circle trader concept, I believe you know that this is a fair value because it took out this swing high. After that, the buy side liquidity was taken, the market stalled for a while, gave 3 entry areas to get into a long-term buy. As you target this swing high here, or actually you could have actually targeted these gaps right here, and you would have been profitable. Now, for the few who are curious and want to know what is going to happen next, after respecting this fair value, that is, it actually respected this closement encroachment. By closement encroachment, I am trying to mean, if you are to highlight this fair value, that is from this high to this low, you would see that the midpoint was retested severally before this rally. And currently, from our last video, we were trying to analyze what is happening between right here and this area. Now, there's some certain things that I want to point out before I break down what's going to happen right here. And we're going to have a consensus of whether it's going to actually sell off or whether it's going to actually buy. Now, as you can see, let me just zoom out, hoping that it's quite clear right there. You can see here we have a line that's showing our all-time high, and we have our sell side liquidity shown here with the green line. But there are some of these lines that I've not explained what they are. I'm just going to give a quick recap on the last video. If you are to take your Fibonacci and you run it from this all-time high to this low that was created right here, then you would clearly see that the market retraced this movement, the rally from after taking out the sell side liquidity. This rally is a 50% retracement, and we can see that at that area, if you look in the past, I believe that date was on February 21st, and it was on a Friday. There's this fair value that was created right here, and it is actually being respected, and that is where our focus, our main focus is if this is actually the 50% retracement, what are we looking at? Are we going to go higher to give us a deep premium for a deeper premium? And by deep premium, I mean, will the market come from 50% retracement to actually give us 61.8 and 71 and 78.6 as it comes to take out the all-time high? Or will the market retrace a little bit from where we are currently? That is, will it retrace at this 50% retracement and give us a 50% retracement of this rally that occurred from this area up to this area? Will it give us a retracement to a discount where we can buy cheaply as we target this high that I've actually mentioned? Let us see. So, from our last video, we wanted to see, will the market close below this fair value that was created here, now functioning as an inverse fair value, but currently we can see it is still in action, because this is a 4-hour chart, and we can see that the candles have already closed below the fair value. And what we are currently looking at is, are we going to have a deep retracement from right here? Let me just show you. If I was to run a fib from these lows that were created right here to the high that was created right here, are we going to look for an entry for a short scalp that is between this area to a discount level here, where I've given, or I've actually given a green line indicated with 50% retracement fib? This one is indicating a discount for this rally, because everyone is looking for buys, but the place of where to buy is what makes all the difference. So between 312 and 302, that is quite a good discount where you can buy. And as you can see, there are other confluences such as this gap right here. And if I was to go to a lower time frame, like 1 hour, we are going to focus on this rally, as well as this down close candle right here and the rally that occurred, so that we see, is it going to be a deep retracement for the overall rally that occurred from here to here, or is it going to be a, a, sh a short retracement from this fair value to give us a discount between this down close candle and this high that was created? So that we see if those that took sales at this area as fund managers or retail traders, are they supposed to get out right here, or they're supposed to actually hold for a deeper discount for this whole rally that occurred here, so that they can get into a buy that is more, a good discount where we can buy for long-term prices? Let us go to 1 hour and see right there. Now this is our 1 hour chart. Let me just put it in the right way, right there. I believe now you know what this line indicates. It's the 50% retracement if the market comes back to this area for this rally that occurred from this low to these highs that have been created. So let us try and refine and explain those people that took sales, that is yesterday when I called the market right here. If they took a selling position right here, I believe there are some who have already taken some profits right below this low, and as you can see, this is quite a good fair value that was actually a good entry place. Let me just highlight it so that you can see, and I'm going to change the color so that you see that gray fair value. You can see that the market respected it, took out these previous lows right here with this down close candle. Then with this up close candle, I believe in smaller time frames you could have gotten a selling opportunity right there as you target this low right here. And you can see the market is currently there. So if it has already taken the sell side liquidity right below this low. Let me just highlight it so that you can see clearly that it was taken right there, right here. Then it would mean that there are higher chances that if this retracement is going to be deep, are we looking at a rally from right here to here? Are we going to measure, or are we going to run our fib from this gap that was created right here to this high that was created right here, and say that we have already a discount right there because a low has already been taken out? This equal lows has already been taken out. But below this low, we can also see that there is actually some insufficiencies with this BC. So also this area is quite a good area where we can have our long-term buys. So watch out for these areas also, because we can't have an overall bias of where we are going to buy immediately. But we can have a rough idea of where are we looking to take our long position. So if the market is going to give us signals of respecting this BC right here to take out this high, then you would know that this area is the right place to take long-term position for buys right here. But if it's going to actually use them and reverse their function as inverse fair values, then it would mean that we are coming for this deep discount for the overall rally that occurred from here to here. Then we wait and see whether this gap is going to be filled. And if it's going to be filled, we wait for an entry right below this 50% retracement. So it's going to be around 61.8 or probably 70 or probably 78.6, which is a very deep discount. And if it's going to give us that, then prepare for a long-term buy, because currently there's this news that I keep on toggling right here, and it says that there's going to be a launch of robotaxi service in Austin by June. And it's going to happen, I think, in 29th June. And I believe when you combine technical science with fundamental analysis, then you're going to have an overall picture of where the market is going to go. But remember, everything has to happen together and in sync, in a way that if the market is going to give us the right price, we need to look at the time first before the price. So I would want you to just check with me that between these areas, that is above this 50%, if you run your fib from this high of this gap to this place, these discount areas, are they going to be respected, or are they going to be taken out for deeper discounts? So I hope you see that there's some very many trades within this trade that is actually occurring. If those who took trades right here, I believe there are many that are actually seeing a long-term sell for a deeper retracement to these areas for this BC. And at the same time, there are people who are actually out of this market because they took a short-term sell yesterday. And currently, they are actually getting out with a good, with a good profit. Others are holding to get a deep discount right here, and others will hold even for longer to get deeper, deeper discounts right here. So I hope this brings a bit of clarity of where we are heading. And my overall bias with all the news that is coming, all the sentiments and the structure of the market, I tend to believe that we are going to have, let me just go back to our 4 hours so you can see this thing clearly. I want it to be as clear as possible and fit in the screen perfectly. Yeah, something like that. I'm looking for a discount price right here so that I can get a long-term buy to this all-time high. And by that, I mean we are targeting higher prices, because it's not just the all-time high that is going to be taken. We are going to soar higher because as you can see, I mentioned something to do with Cathy Woods talking about Tesla. And I believe by now, the predictions are actually uh, having more probability of happening, because most of them are talking about markets going to go over 500, and Cathy Woods is stating 2600. And if per share we are going to go to that price, then I believe having a bias of right now is the most important thing. So with that, I believe that for for the Tesla lovers and retail stock traders, and for the few that are investing in such stocks, I think this is a great opportunity for you guys. And for the few that are unaware of what's going to happen, just to watch and see what's going to happen with these self-driving vehicles, and all this launch of robotaxis and XAIs all working in sync. This is going to be actually a bull run of a lifetime. And I believe with the little that I've actually shown here, I'll come back again to just give a preview or a recap of what we anticipated and what has already occurred, and we see whether the fundamentals and the technicals are working together. So be blessed, and stay tuned for more. I'll be dropping another video coming. Maybe I'm going to look at how the price is going to work out. Then by the end of seeing the reaction right at these discount levels that I've actually said, we are going to be together again. So with that, uh, I would urge you to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. At least give me the motivation to to give you such content, and actually to help the algorithm to recommend for other people to watch also, so that for the few who are not actually following up, they will get a summary of what's happening actually in this world with our, you know, with our with our richest man being the CEO of this company, Tesla, which is Elon. And I believe we all root for this guy because he has great ideas. And for the few who don't, it's still fine. People are all changing lives and changing the world in different ways. So if some are gifted than you just clap for them and we move on. So I wouldn't want to actually make this video longer than it is. So be blessed and watch out for the next video. Peace.